Gigi, reading FoodWISE, and just concluding our biodiversity section. And I've got some inspirational stories in here of hope. So, at the production end of things, that would be production, loss of biodiversity of crops, of livestock, of fertility sources, of pest controls, of whole farming systems rolls on. One of the many programs pushing back is that of Stephen Jones of Washington State University. Jones is a wheat breeder and director of the well-known Bread Lab, itself a think tank and baking laboratory for scientists, farmers, chefs, brewers, and others who want both flavor and nutrition, as well as functionality from their grains. Stephen Jones and his team are committed to plant breeding specifically for local food systems, and this includes small grains and dry beans. Moving away from the dominant plant breeding model of today, Jones and others believe that selection of heirloom varieties should be driven by the needs of farmers and chefs and millers, those actually using the grains. Further, Jones is committed to looking at the ethics of plant breeding and correcting how exclusionary the practice has been for decades. This is plant breeding with a heart, focused on preserving what I see as a critical piece to FoodWISE thinking, preserving farming communities by making production innovative, competitive, and economically viable. The virtues of a non-traditional crop can be seen in what might have been considered the unlikely success of lentils in Montana, a story told by Carlisle in Lentil Underground, that is Liz Carlisle. She relates how graduate school dropout David Owen returned to his 280-acre family farm in what was then grain-dominated eastern Montana to plant a renegade crop, lentils, and organic at that. Fast forward 35 years, and Owen and a handful of partners are still growing and assisting others to grow lentils, as well as peas, barley, chickpeas, and spelt through their company, Timeless Natural Food. Over the years, Timeless has been a boost to the local economy via expanded employment and farming opportunities. More broadly, the production of lentils and other pulses has continued to expand and become a significant crop sector across the dry plains of the north central United States and southern Canada. I'm going to stop there just to mention a few words about the Bread Lab. I've talked about Stephen Jones and his work and the Bread Lab before. What they're trying to do is take into account nutrition as well as flavor, as well as the functional properties of wheat and other grains that are needed by bakers and brewers. Stephen Jones doesn't get much support from Washington State University, but he does have a rather large number of partners who are willing to take risks on this kind of bold, consumer-oriented plant breeding. And so I have a link to the website, to the Bread Lab, because there's so many articles and stories to read on the website. And then Lentil Underground by Liz Carlisle, I can't recommend strongly enough. It is a great success story of farmers doing the right thing and becoming profitable, but also in a sustainable, consumer-oriented way. So these are great success stories which fit in with our FoodWISE thinking.